Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss completely on the expressions. Okay. So till now you may have seen so many places, most of every corner in SSIS or SSRS, these expressions will be uh, come across. So today we are going to spend the complete time on the expressions only. Okay, what are the things available in the expressions, how to handle these expressions, so what are the advantages of this expression, how we can make use of it, what is the power of this expression in SSRS. Okay, let's see one by I will try to cover most of the options. There are a lot many of options available in the expressions. I will go through with the very important options which are available and which are frequently used in this. Okay, so Wha- where most of the times where we used to find this one, if you go to the text box, you will find some expression here. If you click on this, so it will show you again one expression box here. And if you go here, report properties, anywhere, most of the times, if you see, this is the one expression here, and the color, page setup, or else if you take this one, report properties. Let me take this one, just properties. If you see, almost everywhere we can find these expressions options. If you see this one, we have given some background color. Here we see this again, expressions here. We have used one expression, if you remember this one, or else the background image or font. Like this, we have so many options are available here. Okay, see, this is the expression part once again. And one more thing you need to observe here is wherever you click any expression, this page is common in everywhere. Let me show you this one. Just monitor this one. This is the screen for the expression, right? I will try to open some expression in somewhere else. Let's see what's, do you find any difference or anything else. Let me take here, background color is there. I'm trying to open this one. See again that the same expression window without changing anything. Whereas I will tell you one slight difference here. That's it. Apart from that, nothing will be changed in any expression window. Wherever you open this expression window, this list of this left hand side or the boxes which are showing, this is a common. That means expressions are common wherever you click the any expressions here. Okay, so I mean, why I am open these expressions at different places is wherever you click this any expressions, this will be the common expression. So that's why I just want to start it from one place so that you can use it from anywhere. You every corner you will find this expression, right? In future, if you find any expressions at any some point of properties or windows, you can use these same options. Why? Because there won't be no change in expression. Okay, let's start with one small. Here I am taking some text box properties here. In that I am using the expression. So what are the things available in the expression? Let's start with this. So the first one is expression, set expression value. This is the one window. I mean, inside this expression window I am opening this one. Expression value, category, item, and some description it has given. Okay. So in the expression value, whatever we take it, it will automatically displays in the expression value. Nothing much to explain here on this expression value. Because whatever we select here, it will be displaying on this expression value here. So there is nothing much to explain here, expression value. But the next part, which is category. Here we can see what are the categories available in the expression. Okay, we have different categories under this expression like constant, built-in fields, parameters, fields. Like this, we have different categories. Each category is useful for different situations and different purposes. Okay, so we have constant built-in fields, parameters. Like this we have different categories. Next one is item, and then next one is descriptions. So let's say I have taken some constant here, means which currently selected as a constant, and item it is showing all here. So as of now, there is no constants available for this text box. That's why it is showing as a constant. There is no constants available for this property. When it is given some description here as no constant available for this property. Why? Because I have selected some text box here. What does this text box means? Text box means it has to pass some values into this text box. It may be anything. Why? Because in this text box I have passed some product value, right? So that's why it is saying, bus, if you trying to use a constant and but you are not giving the, you don't have anything to pass in this constant. It is saying that. So why? Because first thing, what is this constants here? Constants meaning is where the value doesn't change is called as a constant, right? No, it won't be frequently changed. Once we have decided that as a constant means it will never change, right? So those types of values we'll call it as a constant. But here we have selected some text box for which we have values here, right? That's why it is saying, boss, you have selected some text box but you don't have any constant values to be given. So for that, what I am going to, for to use this constant, what I am going trying to here use is, I would like to have some uh, add a column here, constant, and I would like to remove this one because I don't need all these things, header and footer actually. Remove the page header. If needed, I will add this one just to make sure that you should be very clear what we are doing this one. Okay, so this is now plain report we are using. So in that I have created one column which is some constant here. So in this constant I am going to have an expression here. So constant means whichever the value we are giving, it won't be changed here, right? Right? So I am trying to use office constant here. So this is one constant, okay, or whatever it may be, which doesn't change, you can pass this value to this one. Okay, I have given this one. Let's preview it once. I guess we have a lot of records. I think that's why it is taking some time here. So we'll try to uh, reduce the records count here. Why? Because we are concentrating on completely on expressions, not on the records or data, right? So see this one. This is given some constant value. This is SSRS training. See, it doesn't change here. Every record it is showing some constant value which doesn't change here. Okay, so that is a expression of the constant which we are going to use. Whatever the value we want to use in the constant, we can give it to one. So let's try to use minimum records here. Okay, select some top 1000 records only. Okay, so that my report generation won't take much time here. Okay, see now I guess it won't be take that much time here. See, it's now somewhat better compared to previous version. So this is my constant where I am using this one. So constant I have used on expression here. The first one, This is some SSRS string. Whatever you want, you can define in the constant here and try to make use of this constant in anywhere here. Okay. The next one is built-in fields. I guess this is very much familiar for you, I think. Why? Because built-in fields we have seen in SQL also, which are already built in our system. Means we are try to make use of already built-in, which is built in by the system. Let's say here we have execution time, languages, overall number of pages, page name, page number. We have number of things available in the built-in fields here, which means these are all system defined built-in system defined. Let's see this one. It is saying that execution time, date and time that the report began and to run. Means it is giving the description here. Okay, if you try to use this execution time, automatically it will capture our system date and time here, right? So let's try to use of this one. I will try to use this one. For that, what I am going to take here is I would like to take uh, some footer here, add page footer here. So in this, I would like to insert some text box. In this expressions, I would like to have some execution time, built-in fields, execution time. Okay, when I just double click on this, automatically that expression will take that value, just it, and try to execute this one. It's trying to execute, go to that last page or say. So this is the footer we are getting as an with our date, some 12/19/2015 7:51. The current date and system time it will capture at the every page or last page. Okay, like this we can specify our inbuilt system times here. This is the expression I have used to capture the system date and time. Okay, these are system defined expressions. Okay, once again I'm going here. I'm going to the expressions. In the built-in fields, I have taken some execution time here. You can try number of things here: page number, report folder, report name, or total number of pages. You can try to use of all these things. Why? Because don't worry about what it does this do. It will given the detailed expression here. If I am using the see total pages, the total number of pages in the current continuous page sequence, all this will be giving some expression with some example. Okay, if you don't remember what does this expression, how to write this expression, don't worry about that one. Why? Because it will give some syntax also here. So try to use the same syntax by using our fields or some our columns. Let's take one more here. I would like to have some um, I'm trying to add one more built-in function here, some uh, page number. Here I'm trying to add some page number here, and I would like to have one more thing, built-in functions in these overall total pages, so that at current page what I am, all these things, all this stuff, these are a very simple built-in functions. We can just simply try to use of it directly. If you go down, it will shown here. See, this is the system defined time, and this is the page number and total number of pages we have. So it means out of 4 pages we are on the first page. So this is the thing we can define. Okay, we can make it as some meaningful. We can give some other some text box beside to that, some label we can give, and we can say that this is the current page and this is the total number of pages. Like this we can specify here. Okay, we can give some text box here and say current page here, and I would like to have one more text box here, and here I will give total number of pages. Okay, just to understand the end user point of view, I have just given like this. Okay, so now the report should be fine here. This is the system executed time, this is the current page, and total number of pages here. So like this we can try to use of inbuilt systems in our expressions here. Okay, this is what we have covered on these expressions. So built-in functions we have find right. Try to use it different other options also. Right now I have given some important which are using frequently in SSRS. Coming to these parameters. Okay, this is a very important and frequently used, and fields parameters, these are very frequently used in SSRS expressions. Okay, so here the parameters. Okay, we have some parameters here, but it's saying report doesn't have no parameters. Why, sir? We don't have any parameters. Yes, we don't have any parameters. It's in a plain report here. So you try to use of these parameters in the expression. I would like to have one parameter so that we can use it in expression how to handle this one. Okay, and before to this, I would like to have something here. See, this is a preview of the report, right? And when I'm trying to export this one as an Excel, on the desktop, I would like to save here some properties report that will be saving here. So I have got my Excel here. This is coming fine, right? So this is the report we have brought it here. So it is coming fine here. But what I mean to say here is, let's say if we have some parameters here, okay, in our reports, if we have some parameters, then how the end user will understand we have used the parameters here? He doesn't know, right? So how to make use of that situation by using these expressions? Let me explain you. I will add some parameter here. Our regular stuff only which we have used earlier actually. Some color param, select color, allow multiple values here. Okay, and we'll come back once again here. For that we need to add one more data set. If you remember this one, uh, color data set I'm using, select distinct color from dim product, right? This is the query we have used, right? If you are not remember this one, I will try to use this once again here. So it is giving some 10 records. If you see this one, so some 10 colors, which means our query is fine here. So distinct color I am using. So I have this one. So what are the parameters concept? First is report level parameter, and then query level parameter, and then mapping, right? We have defined at the report level now. Yes, we have defined this one. Available values, get the values from the query here. Color, color, and the color. Label value and the field value are both same here. Means report level we have done, and query level we have defined, and mapping here. Where, where condition, where color in at the rate color, and a mapping here. We are mapping this one color param. Right, that's it about the parameter which we have already discussed here. So we have multiple colors here. Okay, let's select few colors here. Just execute this one. So we have got some records, I guess. That's why we have selected top dozen, right? That's why it is giving only some few colors. So but don't worry, so these are the records which we are using, and by using the select, by using the parameters. Okay, once again I am trying to export this one. So on the same desktop, it's yes, it's replaced this now. I guess it's already open here. Okay, let me close this one. Don't save. I am saving this report on the desktop here. Replace, yes. So again the same report, now I have used the parameters, right? But still I didn't get these parameters, right? See, I have got a report by using the parameters. I have filtered something here and displayed the data. But when I export or saved this report, how the end user will understand that I have taken some filters here. He doesn't know, right? We have used some filters. That's why the report is coming like this. So to make end user very clear on this, we can use of this expressions parameter concept here. Okay, let me show you once again. I will use this to make sure that end user is, for that what I am going to take here is some text box here. I will use some label name here, color. Again I am using some text box here. Here I am using the expressions here. Here I am trying to use of these parameters now. See, previously we don't have parameters, that's why it said we don't have any parameters here. But now I have some parameters here, right? See, now I have some parameters dot value it is displaying. Okay, so let's try to use of this one. Let's select this one. So it is giving like this. Okay, on the first page it is taking as a color, and the color as a black, right? But I have selected multiple colors, but still it is showing only one color only. So to make sure that every color has to be come here, what we need to do here is we need to make use of join, and the parameter value as, one second, yes, display like this. Okay, I mean, just joining all these select part which I have selected in my report here. Okay, let me select once again. It has thrown some error here. Let me see what was that error. Expression, join parameters, color parameters, dot value here. Mm, dot value, it doesn't have any zero here. Okay, just value here. Let's execute one more time here. I will take all the colors here. See, now it is giving me all the colors which are available in my selection. Okay, so if I try to export this one now, or else I will take some black and blue and gray here. That's it. Only three colors I have selected. So that's why it is giving me black, blue and gray. Let me export this one once again. Same Excel report I am replacing here. See, now the something has displayed as a color here. Now we got some options. Boss, we have selected some parameter color. On this we have selected black, blue and gray. That's why it is giving me this black, red and some gray colors only. Okay, means we are giving the complete picture to the end user also. That's why it is giving me parameters also. Means try to use of this option in this type of situations. Here we got this as a second sheet. Why? Because somewhere we have in the yesterday session we have used some page break options. It was not yet removed at some option. That's why it is giving me this much break here, or else it should not be displayed here. Actually, this should be on the top of this only. Okay, insert cells here. So it will be displayed like this actually. Okay, the parameters which we are seeing on the report, the same thing which will be comes into the save option. Okay, so that means we have used some color here. In that we have selected some black, blue and gray. That's why the report is coming like this. So it will be very clear to the end user also. Okay, I am closing this one. So here in my concept here I am using some expressions here. What does I have? Join the colors parameter which are the values available with the comma separator. That's it. Okay, means I have taken some value black, blue and all these things, right? It's by using some comma separator I am displaying all those colors which are available, which are on my parameter selection. Okay, this is what about the parameters. Try to use of more number of parameters and display it in wherever you want. Okay, this is what about the parameters. Coming to the fields. Okay, what are the fields available here? Let me show you this one. Go to the expressions. So it is displaying some fields here, right? Product, color, class, text. These are all the fields which are available on this data set. Okay, so here the fields selecting from this expression or another way of selecting the fields is both are same. Let me show you this one. Here I am having some expression right till now. I'm selecting something here, some field called some tax amount. Okay, here I'm selecting the field tax amount. The both and same here. If I go to the expressions in the fields, if I select the tax amount, here the both are same. The selecting from the expression or directly selecting the column from here, both are same. There is no difference in these fields. Okay, that's why there is nothing much important about those fields. Okay, here I have selected the tax amount, right? The same thing I can make use of this one. If I go to the expressions in the fields, I can give some class here. Okay, I can give it as a class. It means the both are same here, or else I can directly select it from here only, right? The both are same. The selection of from this through this option or the going to the expression and selecting that particular field, both are all same only. Okay, if I say select product, then automatically in that if you go to the expression also, it will automatically shows me the same one here, product dot value. Okay, that's why there is nothing much importance if the fields here, but the only difference you will be found here is if you are within the some data set, then it will be found some values here. If you are trying to use this from this here, if you don't fill any fields, why? Because it's in a completely plain one text box where you doesn't have any relationship between your data sets. It's in a separate text box, in that we don't have any fields in that. Okay, we just give some value into that one, that's it. It's in a different field text box. Okay, coming to the next option, we'll go through the next option here, data sets here. So if you see this one, data sets is there, in which we have product, color. We have different two data sets, right? First one is product, second one is color here. Two data sets. That's what it is saying. We have two data sets, prod and the color. We have two data sets which are available in this report. Okay, in this it has aggregated into two parts here. First is all the textual related fields, and then next one is some integer related fields where it is displaying in the data set here. The first part means all these product, color, class are all related
Hello.
to. Yes.
Hello.
So these are the data sets available in this report. First one is product, the next one is color here. So in this product, it is saying all the textual data is as a first, and then some numeric related fields are displaying as a next. So in my career, I guess I never used this one data sets. That it is not that much used in 90% of the projects. Okay, but still I will show you somewhere where we have used this data sets in some situations. Let me take this one. I will have some text box here. In this, I will take some expression. What I mean to show you here is sum of some tax amount. I want to see this one. Okay, sum of all this tax amount. I want to see this in this expression. If you see in the report, it's displaying individual, right? Now I want to see the total sum of all this tax amount into this value. Let's preview it once. I guess every time I'm giving this one, I will give it some default value in the next shift time. See, this is the total tax amount of the sum of all the tax amount, right? 26241.6463. This is the total amount of tax. This is a tax amount which we are seeing here. It's a sum of all this one. Means we are directly calling that sum of all this one. Okay. Uh, Dataset properties, we are seeing some page breaks, right? So it's uh, I'm just trying to remove those things by because it is taking me to uh, some next page. That's why I'm trying to removing this one. Okay, don't worry, we'll see this one. In this parameter, I will like to give some uh, default value, specifying some black, so that every time when I preview this one, it should not ask me this one. Okay, this will be generated here. Okay, when it's a default value I have given, that's it. Okay, black here. So like this we can use of these data sets like this. In these situations we are using this one. Okay, data sets here. And colors, we have only the first color, which color we are using. Anyways, it's displaying on the parameter. If you want to display it on somewhere, we can display it here. Here the sum of the total cost, sum of the tax amount, sum of the total amount, we can calculate it directly from by using these data sets. Okay. The next one is variables. Okay. Here it is showing no variables has available in this. Okay. Why? Because we didn't define any variables in our report. That's why it is saying, boss, we don't have any variables available in our report to use in this expression. Okay, try to have some variables here. As of now, I'm deleting this one. I mean, make sure that you should not be get confused all this stuff. Okay. Yeah. So we are discussing about this. Yeah. About how to define the variables. So go to the report properties. In this, you will be finding the page code, reference, and variables. I guess I have shown you in the yesterday's session where what are the options available. All those things we have seen, right? So here we can define some variable here. Some test equals to some 100 here. If you want to make use it as a read only, or if you want to make use of this one, we can give it like this. Okay, I have given something here specifying a valid name. The name cannot space, it must be have uh, SSIS. Okay, so I have given some variable. In that I have given some variable name. I am passing some value as a some SSRS. Okay, so I would like to use up that variable here, some product or somewhere else. So I am having some variables here, SSRS product variable plus I will add some this one. Okay, I am having some product name plus some SSRS. I am adding some my variable here. Okay, just try to execute and see how it is getting executed. See, it is giving me some test here. When in that variable I have passed some value test. That is why it is giving some value here in this product. I have concatenated that one, right? In the variables I have just added to this one. That's why it is giving me some value to this one. So like this we can try to use of anything. Okay, let's say let's try to change some value here. Report properties, variables, uh, value I will give some 100 here. Test. Okay, now what I will do here is in the constant amount I will try to use of this one. In the expressions I would like to have some variables plus some test here. So under this I am having some 100, right? If you remember this one. So by default we have some text to amount which is displaying plus 100 I have given. Let's see how much it is getting added. The value for the text box product refer to the SSRS can be only refer to the variable defined within the same group containing. Okay, the scope it is defining something different here. Let me use of this one expressions test variable here. Yes, we are giving some value here, or else we can give some 100 also directly. Okay, let's see how what happens. The value of product refers to the SSR expression can only refers to a variable declared with the same group scope. So the scope doesn't match here. Let me change expressions. Tax amount, I'm using this one in the variables. Let me change it here. Report properties, variables. It is giving me some expression. We can use these expressions also. This 100. I have given something here. Let's try to use. I just added some 100 to this one. So it is throwing me some error. Let's don't worry about this one. Anyways, we have used this one here, right? In the expressions here, data set. I have given some concatenation value. The same thing we can use of it in anywhere. Here it is getting some scope issue, but don't worry. But using of this data set, as I told you, right, 90%, there won't be much use of this one. So we can most frequently used here is parameters and the fields. Okay, very rare case we are going to use this one data sets. Okay, the next one is variables we have seen. Now operators. I guess nothing much to explain here about this operators. We have why, because you have already seen in the SQL sessions in SSRS where we have used some arithmetic operations, right? So let me take one example here. In the expressions I am taking operator here, arithmetic operator which are available here. It's in a power, right? Raising number of power to the another number. So this one 2 to power of 3 means you may already know about this. What is the 2 to power of 3? 2 into 2 into 3, right? So it should be some 8. Let's use of this one. See this one. The value is 8, 8, 8, 8. Means 2 to power of 3. What is the value? 2 to the power of 3? 8, right? The same thing it is displaying here. The same way we have number of things here available. Multiplication. So simply just double click this one. 2 to the power of 3 into something, or else we can directly 2 into 3. Okay, like this we can use of all this one. We can use this some plus concatenation, adding two numbers here. So how to add this one? Just add plus 2 3, 2 plus 3 5. So it should be displayed. I don't think it's needed much explanation on these arithmetic operations. It's auto, it will displace you very good when you are practicing. Okay, and one more thing here in the expression part here is, whenever I'm selecting this arithmetic operation, if you see this one, it is giving the description and one example here, right? So we have, if you see this one, every arithmetic operation, it is giving description, at the same way it is giving one small example also. We can use that one example and we can replace with our real time scenario. It is a direct use here. Okay, but coming to this plus, I would like to have to tell you one more thing here. This plus will be added as in a two ways actually. Adding two numbers or also adding the two strings also. Just now we have seen the two numbers, right? So if you give two integer numbers, it will automatically add. What if you give some SSRS plus chaining? Now what it will do is it will try to add, concatenate this one. Okay, concatenating the two strings here. Let me show this one. Okay, go to the preview. See this one, SSRS training. It has concatenated the two strings also. Means we can use up that plus symbol in two ways. Either we can add two numbers or we can concatenate the two strings also. That's the power of the plus here in the arithmetic operations. Like this we can use of this plus and minus, all those stuff here. Okay. Coming to the next one, comparison. Uh, So we can define what lot we have seen somewhere in the last session. Display the records which are less than some 700 or which are less than some 800. All those stuff we have seen in the last session. I mean, operate using these operations, we have seen some expressions in the last session. See, field yearly income value greater than 25,000. Then we display only those records only. So we can make use of all these arithmetic operations depends on our requirement. If the value equals to 5,000, only those records I want to display. So we can specify whatever the stuff we want to in the reports. Here another one is not equals to condition. I guess we have seen in the uh, filters concept, right? We have displayed some color which is not equal to black, means except black we have defined everything, right? At that time we have defined the same arithmetic operator which is nothing but not equal to. Next one is like. If you remember, like we have given in the expression, select star from this table name where column name like percentage star dot some which is starting value should be some t, ending value should be t, like this we have given, right? If you remember the same thing in the expressions also. It is given me fields, comparing the fields value like t star, it is waiting something, means here it is trying to search the value which is starting with the t, and the rest of the thing it can be anything. We can specify the star before also, star t star, all these things. We have loaded some files in the SSIS, if you remember. At that time we have given the file name as star.txt. It means what are the files which are starting with the any name, but it should be ended with start dot extension as an txt. The same concept here. Like comparing the two objects with the reference variable. Okay, the same thing. Is first value is available in the second value or not? So like that we can check in the is operator. Next one is concatenation. Just now we have seen how to use of this one. Adding two numbers or two strings we have seen, right? End operator we have seen, generating the two strings concatenated. Means if you want to add two field, the same way we are using this one. Logical bitwise or bit shift, it's nothing much easy, guys. You may have know about this one. So I'm not that much aware about this bit shift or local bitwise, but we have used this one, and or exclusive or, right? If you remember this one, we have given some two conditions here, SSRS and training. We have given the all the and or operators we have used in the SQL the same way you are using. Anyways, it has given this here, performs a logical conjunction on two Boolean expressions. Means uh, here I would give some expression and here. So product dot value and some fields here. Where is the some color? So like this I can specify two expressions at a time, okay, by using the AND operator. If you want to execute OR operator, means it has to satisfy this one and this one also, okay, in the AND operator. OR means either one of these can be true. Like this we can use this logical bitwise operator. And not means always it will be negative. Like this we can use of this anything here. We have already worked on this in the SQL, how to use the and or. In most of the where conditions we have used, right? Where color dot in and where some uh, products it's not equals to something we have given, right? All these things are same way using this one. Just try to remember this one, and wherever we needed we can apply this one here. Next thing is common functions. Okay, text. Okay, we have different values of using this one ASCII. So try to use of this one ASCII here. I mean, what it will give you is ASCII 65. What it will give me, let's see. What is the ASCII value of 65? If I remember, it is an A here. Where it is 54. It is giving some ASCII value for this 65. It is giving some value here. Try to use of this one. Means what it will do is it will return some ASCII value of that one. That's it. ASCII value of 65 I have given here. In the text we can use of all this one. What is going returns an integer value representing the character code in the corresponding to the character here. ASCII value of A. Let's see what is the ASCII value for this A. See, ASCII value for the A is 65. Right, the same stuff. Somewhere we need to display some type of ASCII values. So in that case we can use of these expressions here like this by using the text. Here it is giving some returns integer value representing character code. Here it is giving, so returns a character associated with this specified current. So format. Now currency, we have seen the different currency format in the SQL. The same stuff is available in this. See, uh, format the currency here. If you want to specify the currency format something, then we can display here. It will display the returns a string expressions representing the date time value. It will try to convert that one. The date time will be converted into the string and it will display here. Like this we have different options available here. So try to use of this. I guess we have used L trim, R trim, right, left. If you see this one, we have covered few things in the same thing, uppercase, lowercase. We have covered all this stuff in this SQL, and also in the replace also we have done here. So which are the things which I am telling here, highlighting those things are frequently used. Okay. See, one more thing you need to remember here is this SSR is not meant for only to specific report. It is in a global, right? So it's in worldwide. The tool is used in a worldwide. It may be used for the different purposes. So it has to cover all the situations. That's why we have seen, we can able to see these many options here. Some may not require this one, someone may not be use this one, but someone will be using this option. So everything it is covered here. Lowercase, uppercase, join. We have covered these options in this SS SQL also. The same stuff we can use here. It is giving beautiful example also here. Okay, we can use of this one. And like this we have the some date and time. See, we can play around with the date and time here. Okay, if you want only the particular month or minute from this date, you can use this one. Okay, You can see we can display the current system date and time now. Okay, returns a date and value contained from the current date and system. Okay, just I will give us this now. Let's see what's happening is what it will display here. It is giving some hours, minutes, seconds within a 00. Why? Because just now I given now as a format. I didn't given what which part I want as an a display. So we can use of this one by using where it is date and time. Somewhere I have given some now, right? Where does this go now? In the date and time, date. Where was that? Yes, here it is. So now this is the time tomorrow. I mean, it has given the beautiful time here. I mean, we can try to copy paste and try go through all these e- examples, and we can easily find out. Okay. I mean, I have just taken the syntax there. I guess it's throwing some error here. What does this one? What was that issue? This time is tomorrow and date at D. Okay, I mean it is in the example they have given some data set. That's why it is throwing some error. We don't have anything right there, right? So that's why it is throwing some error here. So if you want to find some date difference, we can find this one. If you want to shift some date here, we can some get some date part of this one. Let's say I'm having complete year, month and date, right? In that I just want only the date, then we can use of this date part. Okay, date string, date value, day. I mean I just want to get the only the date here, day from that particular field. Okay, let's try to use of this one, day from. So, I mean what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to take from the system data and I want to display some day from there. So it's giving me some issue, syntax error here. Let me try. What was that one? Here I don't have birth date here, so for that I will use now. It's not giving me here no value. I mean what I mean to say here is it's asking me fields here, but I don't have any fields to display. Let's see. In the expressions, in the date, where we are in the date, right, returns an integer value from the 1 through 31 representing the date of month, right? So it is giving the same stuff here. I'm using this one. So we can try it yourself. You can do it from your homework from this. So it will get it from date and time, hours, minutes, seconds, all these things. It will be just get it from the date and time. Okay. Or else if you want to, here I can take use of the. So I'm just taking from the today's date here. uh, what happened? I'm just taking to display some today's date in this, and in that I would like to see. I'm just displaying the value here today here. So it returns the today's value here. Just let's see what's displaying here. Today's means it is giving me today's time and date here, right? So from this, if you want to display only that year part or date part, from the only the date, month, year, we can split out all this stuff by using those expressions here. Okay, like this we can use of this any expressions here. The next one is mathematical expressions. These are used only when we are playing with some integer values. What is the maximum value, what is the minimum value, sine theta, cos theta, all these are date mathematical relationship. Floor we have used, I guess, right? Floor and the ceiling means rounding up to the nearest value, closing to that nearest value. All these things are comes under this floor only. Ceiling, floor means if you are sealing some 34, 33.444, then it will be displaying as an a this value. I mean, it will try to round up to the nearest values. Okay, ceiling, floor, we can try it yourself. Okay, anyways, it is giving the example here. We can try to use of this one. Okay, try to use this one as it is, or you can try it yourself from your side. Okay, let's see what it will do with the use of the floor. See what it is doing. It's trying to close the nearest value. That's why it is giving the floor value here. Product and as I have given the floor values here. So it is displaying like this. If you want to try, if you can try this floor, ceiling, all this stuff we have mathematical, right? So floor we have seen, we can cover the ceiling. It means it will try to round off to the nearest value. Returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to the specified double precision floating point number. Okay. So it's giving the complete detail and with some examples. Okay, we can use of this one wherever we needed here. Inspections is nothing is date returns a boolean value indicates whether an expression represents a valid date value or not. Means it's nothing but we are checking whether these are correct or not. In that case, we can specify is null. If you remember in SQL, we have defined is null, is true or not. The Boolean expressions here is nothing, is numeric, whether it is numeric value or not. If you want to check it, then we can specify this one. Okay. All this, I mean, it's a Boolean expression where we can inspect all this one here. Whether we have given the correct value or not, we can check it by using this expression here. Program flow, which is nothing but some case statements here, conditions. If you remember this one, I have used if so in so many ways, like using some color. If condition, if something is do, it displays something, or else do something. Like this, we have specified some if conditions here. So it is giving some return one of the two objects depending on the evaluation of the expression. So like this, we can display here, right? We have given some values here, right? We, if you remember this one, here we have given some product, right? Product that value is greater than some 60,000, then high or else low. This is the if condition we have used. I mean, if can be used in number of ways here actually. Okay, like this we can specify our syntax in the if here. Switch case, a switch statement, it will be evaluated. It will try to go through all the conditions. Wherever it is matching, it will give the values here. Means let's say I am having three conditions in the switch. I will try to use of this switch, and wherever my matching condition is found, automatically it will match and goes out of that switch condition. Okay. Financial conversion, these are not required here actually. Okay, but conversion we can do something, convert these to date. I mean, if you are given some string and you want to convert this into something like bytes, dates, characters, date, we can use of this one. Okay. Miscellaneous means nothing but which are not covered in these common functions are given here. In this is the most important. Row number we have seen, right? Where we have seen this one, row number is nothing, something we have given. In the properties, in the background color, I guess we have given this one. You see, we have already given if row number is nothing, then display something here. In the expression part, I have used if row number is nothing, means mod 2, then display this color or else display this color. I have used this row number by using if condition. The same way, in the common miscellaneous, we have row number. Returns a running count of all the rows of the specified scope. Means it will give the count of all the numbers which is executing in our running report, and it will try to set some value. If you give some value to that row number, we can check some condition on that one. All this stuff we can do this one. In the background color, I have given this expression. If row number is nothing, then add this color or else do this color. So like this we can use of all these expressions in a different ways. Okay, we have number of ways of using these expressions. Mostly SSRS we can 70% we can cover with these expressions only. Okay, so these are the expressions and options available in this expressions tab. So that's all for today's session. If you have any doubts, just let me know.